What is going on, guys? My name is Sena and welcome back to another video. It's generally agreed upon knowledge that solo queue is the hardest way to climb the ranks in Valorant. This is because you can only have so much impact in your games as a solo player and you have to rely on 4 random teammates every game. So is it really realistic or even possible to consistently win games in solo queue and rank up? I wanted to test this out, and also to prove my own skill, I set out on a journey. I've spent the past few months only solo queuing all the way up to Radiant. Now that I've reached the highest rank in Valorant while only playing solo, I want to share with you guys what I learned along the way and how you can maximize your win rate as a solo player. Right before we jump into the video though, guys, I want to take a moment to introduce you to today's sponsor, Valorant Tracker. Valorant Tracker is an all-in-one companion tool that shows you all of your stats in Valorant, whether it be KD ratios, agent win rates, map win rates, headshot percentages, weapon KDs, and much more. Valorant Tracker is the most popular companion tool for Valorant, and you're honestly missing out if you're not using it. Usually services like these cost a lot of money, but Valorant Tracker is 100% free to download and use. I've been using Valorant Tracker for a long time now, and it has honestly helped me so much seeing where I need to improve. So what are you waiting for? Go down to the description or pinned comment and click the link to download Valorant Tracker today. Thank you so much to Valorant Tracker for sponsoring this video, and with all of that being said, guys, let's jump right back into the video. I'm going to be breaking this video down into 3 main sections. The first section is going to be about you and what you should focus on as a solo player to ensure that you are winning games and securing rounds. The second section is going to be about your teammates and how to deal with bad teammates and how to deal with constantly having random teammates every game. And the third section is just going to be general tips that helped me along the way and things that I'd recommend that you guys start doing as well. Let's start with the first section, which is you and what you should focus on for yourself. From what I've found, the number one most important thing to winning a game as a solo player is to make sure that you are going positive. That might sound like kind of a boring answer, and I know it's not fancy or it's not flashy or anything, but it's honestly the truth. Going positive in your games is the number one best way to ensure that you will be winning your games in the long run. For those of you who don't know, going positive or having a positive KD is where you have more kills than you have deaths. I found that I won 75% of the games that I went positive in while only losing 25% of the games that I went positive in. And on the other hand, I lost about 75% of the games that I went negative in and only won about 25% of the games that I went negative in. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to win a game if you go negative. I've had terrible games where I'm going like double negative and we still somehow manage to win the game. I'm just saying that in my experience, I've found that the best way to go on a win streak or to consistently win games is to always go positive in those games. Now, obviously that's a lot easier said than done, right? We all want to go positive. Of course we do, but it's not easy. This is why I always made sure to warm up my aim and made sure that I was playing well before I'd queue into a ranked game. If my hands were cold or I was feeling off, I wasn't hitting my shots, I'm not going to re-queue into another game just because I'm tilted from the last game. That's how losing streaks start and why it's so easy to go on losing streaks when you're playing bad. When it comes to Valorant, I think it's definitely quality over quantity for ranked games. Making sure you're warming up properly is a huge part of this, and I can drop another warm-up routine video for you guys if you guys want a new updated one. Now, I'm not saying that you have to match MVP every game and have a 3.0 KD and just absolutely smurf on everyone to win games. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying keeping between a 1 and a 1.2 KD would be perfect for maintaining a good high win streak. But this isn't always going to be the case. You're going to have games where you're popping off and absolutely feeling it, but your team is just terrible and you're going to lose. That will happen. It happened to me. It sucks, but it's just how the game works. This brings me to my next point, which is to not be afraid of losing. You almost have to pretend like ranks don't even exist and you're just playing the game for fun. That might sound kind kinda weird, but it's honestly a really good way to perform better. The less you're stressing about your rank and, oh, this is my D rank game, oh, this is my promo game, I'm at this much elo right now. Once you get rid of all of that mindset, you'll find it so much easier to just focus on the game and perform. I was actually one singular elo off of Radiant. Radiant is 450 and I was at 449. But instead of sitting there and crying and getting tilted and being annoyed at the game, I just queued up another game and I locked Jet and dashed straight into sight because it's my promo. I'm gonna win the game if I play well, of course. That's kind of the mindset that you need to have. You need to have the mindset of, I am going to win this game if I perform. If I lose, oh well, I can just re-queue and do well my next game. You have to get rid of the fear of losing if you want to win your games. Now, obviously, that's a lot easier said than done, and it takes a long time to learn those kinds of skills, but I think it's good to keep in mind. Let's move on to the next topic because I want to talk about teammates and how to deal with bad teammates and how to play around a team setting as a solo player. The first thing I want to mention regarding teammates is that I filled about 90% of my games. If I was feeling it, or if I was on a map that I really like to play duelist on, I would insta-lock duelist. But for 90% of my games, I would be the last one picking and fill for my team. A while back, I made a solo queue tips guide for you guys, and in that video, I told you guys that the best way to climb the ranks in solo queue was to fill for your team. This is because of something that I called the flexibility effect, where if you let all of your teammates pick the roles that they are the most comfortable on, and then you're comfortable on any role, it'll maximize the chances of your teammates playing well. I still stand by this concept, and I think it's very true. If you want to start filling roles in your games, this is what I recommend that you do. For each map, have an agent in mind for every role that you would want to play on that map. For example, on Pearl, for the duelist role, the duelists that I play on Pearl are Jet, Reyna, and Phoenix. For Sentinel, I can play Cypher on Pearl. Initiator, I can play Fade. And Smokes, I can play Astra. This makes it so much easier to fill because if I get Pearl, I can look at my teammates, wait for them to all pick, and then just fill in the role that I am comfortable on for that map. On Haven, for example, for Smokes, I would play Omen. For Initiator, I would play Sova. The characters that I play in each role change depending on the map, and I have a mental note of this, and it makes filling super easy. I really think this helped me win a lot of games, and it's a strategy that I would recommend that you guys have, where you have agents that you like to play on each map for every role so you can always fill in your games and maximize the chances of you winning those games. Now, like I mentioned earlier, if I was really feeling it and I was popping off that day, sometimes I would just lock in the role that I felt like playing. But just on any average day, I would fill for my team. And to touch on bad teammates, if you have games with bad teammates in them, really the best thing that you can do is try to lift them up and be a supportive teammate. The worst thing you can do if you have a teammate who's playing bad is to get mad at them or try to tell them to play better. Nobody wants to hear this if they're not having a good game, and the only way, in my opinion, that I've found to make someone play better if they are playing bad is to just be a supportive teammate and just be a good person. This will bring the team morale and the vibes up, and it'll really help you win a lot more of those games where your teammates are not so good. The next tip for teammates in solo queue is to make sure that your team has an IGL. I don't know how it is for the lower ranks, but in the higher ranks, typically there is someone who's calling strats for the team. If no one is doing it and the comms are dead, I'll speak up and I'll try to give a strat for the team. Making sure that your team has a sense of direction in every round is extremely important, and making sure that everybody is on the same page and going for the same plan. If I'm playing Jet and I have an op and I want to peek Cat with my op, I'm telling my team, hey guys, I'm going to peek Cat with the op. Can you guys hold B main for me while I do this, and then I'll regroup with the team? Or if I want to take mid control and scale up mid, I'll tell my Sova, hey Sova, can you dart mid for me? Hey Omen, can you smoke Cat so that we can take control of mid and work the map? Just calling for utility that I want from my teammates is already enough to get some comms going and start getting some strats running. And it does suck when you get those no-commers where they literally type everything in text chat and never use their mic, and that's really annoying, but there's not much you can do about that. It happens, but as long as you are communicating, I think that that's the most important thing. That's pretty much all the tips I have for you guys regarding your teammates. And now I want to move on to the last section of the video, which is just tips that have helped me along the way. One big tip that I want to give you guys is to start practicing what you're bad at. That might sound confusing, but if you are bad at something, like if you don't know how to play an agent, or you don't know how to op, or you don't know how to lurk or IGL or something like that, focus on trying to improve that skill. I think I've learned the most about myself as a player from solo queuing, and I really learned how to play a lot of different roles and how to adapt to different situations. I think getting out of your comfort zone and tackling on things that you aren't so good at is very, very important for improving you as an overall player. Another extra tip that I have for you guys on playing better is to treat it like you're playing on an alt account. A big problem that I used to have and still do have here and there is that on my main account, I will play extremely passive and scared because I want to secure the round and it feels like the games matter more. But when I'm on an alt account, I'm just running it down and just shooting people and clicking heads because I don't care. It's my all. I don't care if I lose. But the thing is about that is that I end up winning more games on my alt and playing better on my alt, even if it's the same exact rank as my main. I came to realize that if I just treat my main account like an alt and completely forget about the losing factor like I mentioned earlier in the video, it'll really set you free and let you reach your true potential in game. I think it's a good way to enter flow state, and I think it's a really good thing that you should practice doing. This might sound kind of dumb, but I think switching to all default skins is a good way to kind of get in that mindset. I don't know why, but for me personally, when I have all default skins on, it makes me feel like I'm not playing on my account and I just kind of play better, if that makes sense. Now, obviously you don't have to do that if that doesn't help you, but if you haven't tried it, I think it's worth a try at the very least. And all of these tips that I gave you in this video will still work if you're duo queuing or trio queuing. If you have a duo that you usually play with, just apply these tips in game with them. Start filling for your team. Start working together more with your team if you're just in Discord with your teammate and don't really talk to the team that much. Just get out of your comfort zone and learn more about yourself as a player, and you will improve and rank up, I promise. The best way that I can summarize this whole video in one sentence is you will never improve by worrying about your rank, but you will always rank up worrying about improving. Hopefully these tips help you guys in your next games and on your rank journey. If you made it to the end of the video, comment down below what rank you are right now in this act and what rank you want to reach by the end of the act. If you did end up enjoying this video or finding it useful, don't forget to drop a like down below and also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. You guys are the best. You guys truly mean the world to me, and you guys have changed my life, and I just can't appreciate you guys enough for this. You guys are the best, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day or night to watch this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.